Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about the hundreds of people who have gone missing in national parks across the United States. There are some popular theories out there as to why so many people go missing in these protected areas. And we were going to go over those theories today, as well as some of the more prominent cases. It is said that every year around 2 million visitors will enter one of America's 400+ national parks. Over 300 million recreational visits are made each year to these beautiful areas. With such large numbers of people entering these parks each year, it is easy to understand how close to 800 people can go missing within them every single year. That is the average. That number fluctuates. But for decades now, hundreds of people have been going missing in national parks all across the country. There are several theories as to why this is happening. Some say it's because of the sheer size of these parks. There are some massive parks out there. Others say that it is because they are so remote. But there may be another explanation. Some say there are some strange things that go on in these parks that may have something to do with these disappearances. The first theory is obviously the most reasonable. These parks are huge. The largest one, which is Yellowstone National Park, is 2.2 million acres. That is larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Yosemite National Park is 744 square miles. It's bigger than the entire city of Los Angeles. Even smaller parks like North Cascades are still massive at 500,000 acres. It has been said that if you were to walk straight into one of these parks without any maps or navigational tools, it would take you a long time to get lost. But it also means that you probably wouldn't be found for quite some time. Another reason that people go missing in national parks is because they are so remote. It can take search and rescue teams hours just to reach where the people have gone missing. For example, Yosemite National Park is surrounded by steep cliffs and large boulders. If someone were to fall from great heights, then they might not survive the impact. But even if they did, it could take a while before anyone knew what had happened to them. It's not like there's a phone you can call when this happens. Cell service is not reliable in these parks. Many people go missing in national parks every year, and their bodies are never recovered. This is due to the rugged terrain, the harsh weather conditions, and the fact that there isn't always cell service available. It has been said that sometimes the only way to recover a body is to use helicopters, which can be dangerous in themselves. But there is yet another theory. Some believe that there are other forces at work in these national parks, things that make people vanish without a trace. There have been several strange occurrences reported in national parks across the country. Some of these incidents have been explained, but others remain unexplained to this day. In 1968, 2 men went missing while hiking in Yellowstone National Park. Their names were Arnold and Jack Chambers. They set off on a hike but never returned to their car. A search was launched, but the men were nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks, but there was still no sign of the men. Eventually, the search was called off. The men were presumed dead. What is strange about this case is that there was no evidence of foul play. There were no signs of struggle and no indication as to what may have happened to them. Some believe that the men may have been abducted by aliens. There have been numerous reports of UFO sightings in Yellowstone National Park, and it's possible that the men may have been taken by extraterrestrials. However, this is just a theory and there is no evidence to support it. Another strange occurrence happened in Yosemite National Park in 1999. A young woman named Cheryl Snare was backpacking with her boyfriend when she suddenly vanished. She was last seen at a ranger station, but was nowhere to be found when her boyfriend returned from a hike. A massive search was launched, but Cheryl's body was never recovered. Her disappearance remains a mystery to this day. Some believe that she may have been taken by a mountain lion, but this has never been confirmed. In 2005, a hiker named Dennis Martin went missing in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. He was experienced in hiking and had been on the trail for days, but he never returned to his car when he was due. A search was launched, but nothing turned up. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Some believe that Dennis may have been taken by a creature known as the skunk ape, which is said to roam the forest. Again, this is just a theory, and there is no evidence to support it. These are just a few of the strange cases that have happened in national parks across the country. There are many others that are just as baffling. Is there something sinister lurking in these parks? Or are the more logical explanations enough to explain all of the disappearances? You decide. Now let's go over some of the more popular cases that have happened in national parks. Dennis Martin. As mentioned earlier, Dennis was an experienced hiker. He knew the trails well and had been hiking in the park for days. He was last seen on June 8, 2005. He was reported missing 3 days later when he failed to return to his car. A search was conducted, but nothing was found. His car was located in the park, and it appeared as though he had parked it and gone for a hike. But no trace of him was ever found. David Paulides. David was a software engineer who loved to hike in the wilderness. In July of 2013, he set out to hike in the Angeles National Forest. He planned to hike to a waterfall and then return home, but he never made it back to his car. A search was launched, but he was nowhere to be found. 5 months later, his car was found abandoned near the trailhead. A hiker found his backpack and some other belongings. But there was still no sign of David. Amber Van Heck. Amber and her boyfriend were visiting Yosemite National Park in 2013. They were taking a hike when Amber suddenly vanished. Her boyfriend searched for her for hours but was unable to find her. He eventually came across a ranger and reported her missing. A search was conducted, but Amber's body was never recovered. Her disappearance remains a mystery to this day. Roger and Lillian Schroyer. Roger and Lillian were an elderly couple who loved to travel. In October of 2014, they decided to visit Zion National Park. They were taking a hike when they disappeared. Searchers found their car in the park, and it appeared as though they had parked it and gone for a hike. But no trace of them was ever found. Laura Johnson. Laura was a young woman who was visiting Great Smoky Mountains National Park with her friends. They were taking a hike when Laura suddenly vanished. Her friends searched for her but were unable to find her. They eventually came across a ranger and reported her missing. A search was conducted, but Laura's body was never recovered. Her disappearance remains a mystery to this day. Patrick Gray. Patrick was a young man who was visiting Sequoia National Park with his family. They were taking a hike when Patrick suddenly vanished. His family searched for him but were unable to find him. They eventually came across a ranger and reported him missing. A search was conducted, but Patrick's body was never recovered. His disappearance remains a mystery to this day. There are hundreds of cases just like this one. People who vanished while visiting national parks across the country. In some cases, the bodies are never recovered and the cases remain unsolved. Some say that there are strange things that go on in these parks, things that make people vanish without a trace. Whether you believe in aliens or not, it's hard to deny that some strange things have happened in national parks across the country. Do you think that there are some sinister forces at work in these parks? Or are the more logical explanations enough to explain all of the disappearances? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe for more content.